Hello, I'm Alicia Moran, and I'm here with Katoshia Ford, and we're talking about our latest Innovator Spotlight here at PGC EDC. Katoshia, tell us a little bit about your company.
First, Alicia, I wanted to thank you for having me today. My company, Ford Management Services, we are a professional services company, and we provide project, construction, and facilities management support to government and commercial clients.
Awesome. And how long have you been in business?
We were founded in 2001, so we've been in business for a little over 17 years.
Okay, and what have you learned over those 17 years of being in business?
Wow, how much time do we have? I've learned quite a bit over the 17 years that I've been in business. I think the number one thing that I've learned is to build relationships and to make connections with people. Relationships bring you business.
Excellent. So tell me a little bit more about your ideal customer and what that looks like. Can you tell us even maybe who some of your current customers are that you're working with?
Sure. I think to understand that, we need to go back to really what we do: project, construction, and facilities management support services. So we specialize in managing interior tenant renovations for office and support spaces. So, for example, if the EDC wanted to relocate their offices, or they just wanted to do renovations to their space, they would come see Ford, and we could manage your design. We'd meet with your leadership, help you develop your program of requirements, help you find an architect to do that, provide design oversight to make sure that the design is per your requirements. Then we would oversee the construction of that, and all the way through move. So we provide cradle to grave services to our clients.
Excellent. So for 17 years, so give us an example of one of your clients that you've worked with that you can tell us a little bit about. I mean, is it federal government, state government, local government, private sector? Who do you work with most often?
Yeah, good question, Alicia. The majority of our work, I'd say about 95% of our work to date, has been federal government work. So we do a lot of work under the General Services Administration, and they provide services to all the other federal government agencies within the federal government. So we've worked with Justice Department agencies, education agencies, all types of federal government agencies, and we do work nationally. We worked with the government in regions 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 11, which is the National Capital Region, and we've just started working on a couple of high-profile projects in this area, so we're very excited about that. On the commercial side, we work with brokerage companies that are managing or providing oversight for space. A lot of time that space is federal government space, but that is really our expertise, and our sweet spot is federal government. But we're looking to grow into doing more state, local government work, and also commercial work.
Okay. So for those of us who don't know what the different federal areas are of 7, the different district areas, can you tell us like what states you are authorized to do federal contracting work in?
Yes, sure. Right now we're authorized to do work nationally. Right now we have a couple of projects in Texas. We have a couple of projects in Florida. We just finished a project in Vermont, but we've done work in the Virgin Islands, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, of course the DMV area, Maryland, DC, and Virginia. We've done work in Pennsylvania. I said Vermont. So we're all over, and we have the capability to work all over the country to provide our support services.
Excellent. So now I want to go back to the beginning a little bit as well. So you are the founder, CEO of Ford Management Services. Tell me a little bit more about what was the catalyst for starting this business?
Well, my background is actually construction management. I have a Bachelor of Science in Construction Management Services, and I started out, I was working as a contractor for another small business providing project management support services to GSA. I've always had a very entrepreneurial spirit. I've done a variety of things, even from a elementary school kid selling blow pops, and just always been very entrepreneurial. And as I was working with GSA, I decided that, you know, GSA doesn't care whether I work for ABC company or XYZ company. They like Katoshia Ford and the work that I do. So I decided, hey, I'll take my entrepreneurial spirit and turn it into something that I know a lot about, which is construction management. And I started my company in 2001.
Excellent. Now, you started in 2001, and you've gone through the process of being an 8A certified business and then going on from there. So tell us a little bit about your journey, how you started, how you began to grow, and what your goals are for 2019. I know that's a lot.
Well, so I started back in way back in 2001, and when I started, I was subcontracting to another 8A company that had a sole source contract with GSA. And at the same time as I was getting my business in place, I applied for my own SBA 8A certification. And I actually received that certification in 2004. And receiving that allowed me to pursue sole source contracts with the federal government. So I took my personal contract, rolled it up under Ford Management Services, and then I went gung-ho and continued to build relationships within the federal government, got a reputation of being efficient, being fair, being good at doing what I do. And I had clients that were coming to me to ask me, do I do this, do I do that? So I began to grow and diversify into providing janitorial support services, contract support services, and other professional support services to the federal government.
Excellent. So I know that you're a graduate of the Small Business Administration's Emerging Leaders Program.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that program and what you learned going through that program.
Right. So I'm a recent graduate of that program, and it was very helpful to me. I think some people think sometimes, you know, I've been in business for 17 years. I have it all figured out, but there's so much that I learned from this program just in terms of financial and managing your financial stability within your company and how to manage that growth, and about being more strategic about our growth and diversifying. And it was also very important for me to, because as an entrepreneur, I feel very isolated sometimes, which is also one of the benefits of being a part of Innovation Station, is that I'm not as isolated anymore. So within the SBA Emerging Leaders Program, I was able to connect with other CEOs and learn different ways of doing things that I've been doing for 17 years. And I was like, they have programs that do that now, or, you know, you can do it this way. So it was very insightful for me. And I'm hoping to really get that same type of connection and relationship as by being a part of the Innovation Station.
Well, we're really glad to have you here. So you are one of our newest tenants here, just joining us in 2019 here in Innovation Station, which is our collaborative co-working space and business incubators, you know. And so what do you hope, I mean, you were adding employees, right? And looking to have a spot to call home. So tell us more about what brought you here and what you like about being here.
So we had an office in the county, actually not far from here, for about 8 years, but the majority of our employees were really working off-site or on-site at our client's space. So we felt we really didn't need the space, so we decided to let the space go. And then as we're going through the SBA Emerging Leaders Program, I realized I wanted to bring in more in-house project managers, and I really needed a space to put that individual and hopefully future individuals, and then also a space where we could meet, that has some meeting space when we're meeting with potential customers. I tried the virtual office route. That didn't work very well for me. And fortunately for me, the SBA Emerging Leaders had an alumni event in this space.
Right.
And that's where I met you.
Yep.
And I learned that that I was able, because I had heard about this and I thought this was excellent to bring to the county, but I thought that I didn't qualify because my business, I'd been in business for so long, I wasn't really an emerging business. But in talking to you at that event, I realized that there was opportunity for me here. So that was great.
And that's so important because we're really looking for young entrepreneurs, but also existing entrepreneurs that are ready to take their company to the next level, right? And they need a little bit of extra support perhaps to get
Right.
there. You don't need any support really, because you are so fabulous as a founder and CEO, and you've done an amazing job. So
I
was just
appreciate that. Thank you.
yeah. I'm very impressed with everything you've done. So, as you're going into 2019 and you're setting goals in the commercial space, tell us a little bit about what you think might be what would be an ideal commercial customer for you.
I think an ideal commercial customer for us could be a broker or a property management company that leases their space within their building out to different companies. You know, our sweet spot is really managing interior tenant renovations. If they're leasing space to government clients, we understand the government very well and can be very helpful with understanding that whole leasing process and what that entails. So that's really our sweet spot for, I think, the commercial client, and I think that there's going to be a lot of opportunity for us there.
Excellent. So tell me a little bit more about you personally and what you'd like to achieve as being part of Innovation Station here. Is there anything that you personally would like to get out of being here?
I think, again, being here, I'm hoping to collaborate and connect with other CEOs. I think that that's important as an entrepreneur, to not be so isolated. And I felt isolated for so long, and it's like my eyes have kind of been opened that I need to connect with other like-minded CEOs. I'm also hopeful that being here is going to put me into a position to make more connections with local governments, people and decision makers, so that we can start to do more work in our county. I grew up here. I went to public school in Prince George's County. I'm a strong advocate for Prince George's County, so I love to be able to do more work in the county. We're actually providing janitorial services at Prince George's Community College at some of their satellite schools, at the Westphalia Training Center, the Skilled Trades Center, and the Laurel College Center. So I'd like to do more work in the county. I want that for Ford management, but also to be able to employ some Prince George's County residents, you know, so that they can work locally in their neighborhood would be great too.
Ms. Ford, how do you find your customers?
Let's see. So I think when I started out, my position was a little different than some, because I was actually already in a position to have connections within the agency, and I had already established myself as having a reputation for doing good work and being efficient. And I think that's important for anyone that's starting their business, is to always put your best foot forward, always do a good job.
Right.
You never know who's watching. And so I was able to go off of my reputation of understanding government construction management and interior construction on federal projects, to then market my company to various agencies and saying, hey, I've done this work, I have this experience, so give me a shot. And that's how I started out getting my clients. It's a lot of research. So I do a lot of research on expiring contracts. And then I go after contracts that I know are expiring. I go to those agencies or those clients and say, hey, I know you have this contract expiring, we do this, we have this past performance and this capability, and we're great. So give us a shot. And then sometimes it's a cold bid. We've gotten work just off of email and marketplace. Something was out there, and we were able to get work from there as well. But you have to network, you have to research, you have to be out there. I think those are very important to find work in this competitive environment.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think that's going to be helpful to a lot of our listeners here. And I just wanted to ask if you would drill down just a little bit more into your company and the areas: project, construction, and facilities management. So could you tell us just a little deeper dive on each of those areas for us and what you do specifically?
Sure. For the project and construction management, we do design management, the construction management, construction oversight. We do time management, which is we're monitoring the schedule of this project. When the project starts, we have a set schedule, and we're going to make sure we keep to that schedule. We do cost management, which is you have a set dollar amount that you want to spend on this project, and we want to make sure we stay within that range. And we do quality control, which is very important because that makes sure that is ensuring that the project is done to your specifications based on codes, and that it's what you want because you're paying for it.
Right.
Yeah. So that is our project and construction management. Under facilities, we kind of lump quite a few things in there. We do FF&E management and coordination, which is furniture, fixtures, and equipment management and coordination. So you have this space in Innovation Station, and it's a shell. You have your walls up, but you need furniture to go in there. You have AV installation, and AV wiring that needs to go in here. Data. You have your phone lines that need to go in here. Everything down to your trash cans and what goes into your bathrooms. And some spaces have fitness centers that need fitness equipment in your break room. So that's the management of that whole process. Also under facilities, we do janitorial and custodial work, which is what we're doing for Prince George's Community College. And we've done some preventative maintenance as well. Very little, but we do have that capability. We try to be kind of a full service company to our clients, and we find that when our clients work with us, they like us. They know that we understand how they work. So we really, if they need some support and we feel that we can do it and do it well, we may step outside of our box a little bit and provide that service for them.
Excellent. So you're being adaptive and flexible, and you've actually grown the services that you provide over the course of time as your company has grown, it seems like.
Absolutely. We started out just providing construction management, and we grew into all these other service areas just based on our reputation and being able to satisfy our clients' needs. And that's another recommendation that I would have for entrepreneurs that are just getting into the game, is to be flexible, and be honest with what you can provide and what you can provide well,
right.
But be flexible with offering services to your clients.
Wow. Thank you very much. That was extremely helpful. How would somebody contact you if they were looking to contact Ford Management Services?
Yeah, the best way to contact us is either via email at info@fordmanagementsvcs.com or via phone. Our office number is 301-877-4040, or they can reach us at Innovation Station at 1801 McCormick Drive, and we're on the 4th floor.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate having you here, and we look forward to working with you.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for having this great space here for entrepreneurs like me.
Thank you for joining us today for our Innovator Spotlight here from Prince George's County Economic Development's Innovation Station. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you.